right on.
Probably helps if I put the
Here we go.
camera on. That might help, wouldn't it?
What happened, mate? I was
don't know.
I was
There
having
a bit of run around here, run around there.
I had a bit of PTSD. People think that we're not organised for this stuff.
No,
You'd think that we'd know by episode 157.
That was all intentional.
Is it 157? That we would be well practiced. How are you guys? And welcome to another episode of Hearns Live.
That's right. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for joining us and all that we've got to explore this week. And there is loads.
It's 158.
158. I wouldn't even know what day of the week. 158. There we go. See, we should even be more practiced than that. What have we got here?
We got car of the week.
Have we got anybody in the studio with us?
We do. Actually, we should say hello to everyone.
That's your
Who's
favorite.
on?
Who's in?
Look at all this.
What?
Go for a painting.
Go for a painting. That's cool. Got Craig. We got Nick watching.
Yep. We've got the Wombat.
Wombat. Welcome, Wombat.
Yep. Jeff Lee.
Wombat,
hello.
commonly referred to as Panda.
That's right. And we've got Anthony.
Yep.
And do I see the boss man here? There he is.
Fantastic. Welcome, Jeffro. Well, that is awesome. Welcome, everybody. And yeah, strap yourselves in as we take a walk down Hearns Lane.
It's going to be a journey.
What have we got today?
Plenty of stuff. Well, we need to know something about this, don't we? What are the standard things?
Need to know the make, the model, the year, and the color.
Yes. And the weight.
Well, and the weight. Does it have an opening bonnet, this one?
It does.
Oh, so it's got a motor too.
Yeah.
I love
the doors open.
The doors open.
Yep.
We are in for a treat.
Mm.
What do you want to do first?
It's always that decision making, isn't it?
I say we choose to talk about trains.
Yes.
Hey?
Why not?
And well, for that, why don't we get our resident guru,
Mr. Finn.
Finlay. Finlay, what have you got there,
He's
buddy?
coming.
Here he comes.
Hello, everybody. I'm back.
He's back.
Hello.
And today I decided we're going to talk about a new locomotive we've gotten into Hearns Hobbies.
What have you got there, mate?
Which camera are you going? I can never figure it out.
No, that's right. Yeah, keep going. I'll direct.
So this is the Victorian Railways J-Class 280 locomotive.
280. Now, could you explain for the people at home
What that means?
what when you say 280 or 640 or 660, what
Was that meant to happen?
That's why you don't touch trains, mate.
I'm not going to touch it again.
It's fine. That means it's got 2 leading wheels, 8 driving wheels, 0 trailing wheels.
Trailing wheels.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Well, how
The
about...
tenders wheels are not included.
No.
So this...
Now we're in overhead town.
Yeah.
All right, so you can turn it on its side.
Yep.
You need to be
And
very
we can have
careful.
a closer look.
Very detailed locomotive. You need to be very careful with it.
We do.
So this particular one is J500,
And who makes this model?
This is made by Ixion Models.
Ixion.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
This one is non-DCC fitted, non-sound fitted, and not DCC ready.
So it is just a flat out DC train.
Yes. You
Yep.
could DCC fit it, but it would require hard wiring some of it in. And this locomotive was very interesting, the J-Class, as Victoria actually had 2 locomotives under the classification of J-Class.
Mhm.
One was made in 1859. The other one, which was this class, was made in 1954, sorry.
So which one's this one?
So this one is the 1954 one,
Right.
the more modern one.
Right.
1954.
Yes.
They made a steam locomotive all the way then.
Yes, this was actually, the J-Class was not the specific example, but the J-Class was very famous for being Victoria's last steam locomotive in revenue service. A J-Class pulling the last steam service in Victoria in 1972.
No.
Yes.
1972, there's still steam trains at Flinders Street.
Yeah, I don't think it was at Flinders Street, but it was actually at Bendigo of all places.
No,
Right.
they probably still have steam trains. I actually was working on last Saturday, and I thought I'd gone back in time. There was bloody steam trains at Flinders Street.
Oh, yeah, that's a...
Hey,
They do that occasionally, don't they? Special
Special-
reconditioned stuff.
Yeah.
is it? And
Yeah.
they had I don't know what you call it. I want to say double-ended.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
would do
is
that.
right?
Yeah, because they don't have turntables at Flinders Street anymore. So they can't turn around steam trains. It's too dangerous for a steam train to run tender first. So they have to have one steam train at either end. So it pulls into Flinders Street one way, and then pulls out the other team train, pulls it home.
So it makes perfect sense now, but it looked a bit funny.
It does look funny. This J-Class was an interesting loco in real life, as it had to conform to the fear that Victoria would have to standardize its gauge with the rest of Australia. Victoria's trains, we run on what's known as 1,600 millimeter wide track, while most of Australia runs on 1,425 millimeter wide track.
They're not as big.
No, they're not. And so this locomotive
Ours is bigger.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we want to say.
This had to be developed with the idea that it could be standardized and regauged. Therefore, its firebox, this component, was lifted way above the wheels. Therefore, the wheels can just, in the case they needed to, which never ended up happening, they could just make them closer together and it'd work perfectly fine.
Right.
Which other steam locos in Victoria couldn't be done because their firebox was rested between the wheels.
Right.
There was also one of the first Victorian locomotives to be fitted with steam guards.
Steam guards.
So what's the go with these deflector things?
So that's wind deflectors, they were also known as.
It's like a horse with blinkers.
Yeah, it was
So it
used.
knows which way to go.
Yeah.
It's going straight.
They were used when steam would release from the front of the locomotive. These would be used to push it out of the way.
Right.
So rather than just going on onto the coaches and upsetting the passengers,
Yeah.
they'd be pushed away from the sides and out.
It's like an aerodynamic aid.
Yeah, to keep the steam from getting into the coaches.
Bit of
Right.
DRS.
Yeah.
Right. I see.
And what does the J stand for?
That was just the class classification. I'm not sure if it had much meaning. They were developed it was probably because it was a developer as a continuation to the K class.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because this was designed, because the K class and this were mostly the same, but the K class's firebox was between the wheels and therefore couldn't be regauged in case they needed to.
So they stopped at J. So J was the last ever steam train
Last-
in Melbourne.
Last steam train built in Victoria, in Melbourne, all across Victoria. The J's were the last ones.
And you can still catch it from Bendigo, did you say?
Well, maybe.
Getting around up there.
There is a preserved example, I believe, on the Goldfields Railway. So if you wanted to, you can still ride one of these.
Oh, yeah. So that would be up near the Malden Castle Main up there, yeah?
Yeah, because 30 were built for oil burning and 30 were built for coal burning. This one is a coal burning, as you can see there's no coal load by normal like the other
That's right.
ones.
There's two different tenders you can choose from because they did convert them.
What?
No, actually, they weren't converted.
Oh, they were just
They-
built one or the
Yeah,
other.
30 were built for oil and 30 were built for coal because they
Right.
didn't know which
Neither
one was better. Yeah, they burnt because you could it's just they needed a fire for the firebox, so some were used oil instead of coal. So instead of shoveling coal into a
How do
fire,
you shovel oil?
Yeah, it's crude oil. It's thick.
there was a tap. You literally just tapped it. You just poked it into the firebox.
Really? That seems like a much better way to do it than shoveling bloody coal.
Oil burning was very popular in the late age of steam, but the problem is when oil burning became popular, it's also when diesel and electric trains became popular, and they sort of won out.
So this has got that I don't know what you call this plug.
Oh, that's because this has tender pickups. So how it works is
so
So it has tender pickups.
yes. So how it can work is
that's different to those tough ones.
yeah. 'Cause this one I believe
Chicken tenders.
Oh, I like them.
You can see it picks up by the bearings. So you can see there's a copper plate right along there.
Yes.
And the end of the wheels, when they collect electricity, it goes through the plug. It goes through the plug at the end, and that goes into the locomotive. And there's a little plug on the locomotive, so you plug it in while you connect the tender to the loco. And therefore,
So the chip lives in here too?
There's no chip.
there's no. It's not,
If you wanted to chip it up, where would you put it?
you'd put it with the motor, so I believe they'd have to actually go into the locomotive.
Oh, okay. There you go. And it comes with KD.
Yes, it
couplers?
comes with KD couplers.
There's your KD couplers in. How's it go?
Because the KC ones were no good.
Boing.
And I believe, sprung buffers, my favorite thing of a train.
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there's the other end of it.
Except when you drop them and then they come shooting out on the floor.
And there's the plug.
Yeah, good point.
So there is a little bit of a trick to get this connected.
Yeah.
So Ixion have explained that before because it's a short lead. Just need some tweezers to carefully push that into place.
I'll have to do that when I put it back on display.
It's not meant to
There
come
you go.
apart like that, BJ.
That was an accident, right? No one saw me do it.
I've done worse on the live stream.
And there's a KD on the front. And there's your, what do you call them? Deflectors?
Why-
Yeah,
was
wind
Everything?
deflectors or
Why
smoke
would you have a
deflectors.
coupler on the front?
No, for shunt. These were also used for shunting duties in the end of their lives.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been shunted a few times, haven't you?
So they were had, and it was also So it would also be needed in case they needed to be pulled in case they broke down or something.
That'd be more typical.
Wow, how good are they?
Hmm.
Very nice. Okay, so this is the second time we've had the J classes. The first lot sold out very quickly.
When was that?
Oh, it feels like 18 months ago.
1948.
Because I remember we first saw the prototypes of these like 3 years ago. And we actually got video on YouTube of the prototype. And then we did video again of these in their first shipment. And then quite happy to have the second shipment.
Is it Australian model maker? Is it Exion?
Yes, so Exion is an Australian brand.
Yep.
And
And they do obviously very localized, focused products.
yes, that's right.
Absolutely amazing looking
Mm.
model. One of the most
Very
detailed
nice.
I've ever held.
Did
There
you
you
get
go.
one?
I don't run the HO, unfortunately.
Well, you'll have to because your N scale gauge is on the fritz, isn't it?
That is true, yeah.
It's a bit funky, is it?
The HO is also not doing well, so.
Yeah, these are great. Very nice.
Well, that is awesome, young Finn. Thanks for sharing that with us.
No worries.
I reckon there's a little job there for you.
Put that back
You're gonna
together.
have to work that one out.
Make sure you do it in the service cradle there.
Yep, no worries.
What do you reckon? Well,
All right.
Thank
Thanks for
you,
that,
Finn.
Finn.
No worries. Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
for-
me on.
There you go.
Be careful.
There you go. Ixion J class. Back in stock.
I love it when Finn's on talking about trains.
Well, we learn something, don't we, all the time?
We learn something and he actually knows what he's talking
Well,
about.
that's right.
Here's a green train.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that I don't know anything about trains.
Oh,
and
there
I
you go.
love learning. It's really cool.
We do.
And Finn knows his stuff.
He does. All right, let's go back
And
to the
I
car.
know my stuff about this.
What do we got here? Let me. Wow. I have
What?
to scroll a lot.
Is it die cast? It's cold.
What do you mean?
That one there. Is it die cast?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're just not giving it away, is it?
Oh, I hope not. All right, here we go. Anthony says Tirana.
Tirana. It is a Holden Tirana, yes. That is step one.
All right, Tirana it is. Okay.
Tirana it is.
All right. Now we've got this one.
What is it?
LJ GTR.
Definitely not an LJ GTR.
That is incorrect.
Yep.
So we still need to get the actual
But
model
it is
there.
a Holden Tirana.
It is.
Pretty cool,
Anything
huh?
else? Anything else?
What?
We got some weights.
Uh,
Jeff's always on with the weight. We haven't done the weight yet, so we'll have to do that.
we'll have to do the weight. What's the first guess that's coming through?
First guess coming through is 650 grams, which I reckon is going to be too high. At a guess,
There.
I reckon. What are
I'm
you
just calibrating my scales.
doing? Yep. Give it a bit of a boom.
Just warming up the valves.
That's it. All right, it's going on. It's definitely lower than 650.
It is definitely lower than 650.
So it's between 0 and 650. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's lower than 650. It's not.
Well, there you go. See? It's on money
It
for
is
it. It's not going to be
definitely.
negative, is it?
It is definitely between 0 and 650.
Yes.
There's a box outside I'd like to grab after.
A box?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, there is.
Okay.
I've just been triggered.
You've been triggered.
I've been triggered. And there's a box outside that I'd like to get. But anyway,
Alright.
so what else are we talking about next?
We got a lot of stuff in. So much of a particular stuff. We've got so much Bandai that is coming out of our ears.
It's a Gundam gangbang. That is crazy. Do you want to get the ball rolling? Because we won't be able to do it all in one go.
No, so we'll split it
we'll
up.
have to give people a break.
See if I can-
I'll need a break from all this gunpla.
Let me see.
Is there a theme?
I'll find a theme.
I
All right,
want-
let's do this one first, right?
Well, that's what I was
Okay.
going to go for. 'cause
Oh,
it's
is
on
it?
top.
There you go. This is brand spanking new. This is called Gunpla Kun.
Sorry? Gunpla
Gunpla Kun.
Kun.
So Kun is like, you know how the Japanese say, like Brett-san. It's like an honorific. It's like Mister.
My arm.
Yeah. So Kun is like a
Go to the top one.
casual honorific for
Here we
say
go.
a young boy.
Oh,
So this is Gunpla Kun. It's like a cute honorific.
it's got a big head.
Yeah. So it's like an SD, but it's a classical Gundam, and it's been designed so you can build it so it's still showing in the sprue.
And it's only
See
like,
that?
Can you build it in a bag? That's what I want to know.
I reckon you could, because we know someone who can do that. Didn't think it was possible. Didn't think it was a thing, but apparently it's a thing.
We should have had it here, shouldn't we? Gundam in a bag.
What do you got in there?
No, it's in 2 bags. You can't do it. It has to be in 1 bag to do it.
Oh yeah,
Even if
it's
it's
very clever. You see here, so they've kept it simple.
Simple.
Yeah. So you've got all your color separation here. So you've got the red bit, which is actually covered up there at the moment. Okay, so they're full of face. Press it into the helmet, and then you get all the lines
Coming through.
That's right. And here you got the yellow parts as well. So very cute kit.
Very much so.
Yep.
Well, don't stop there.
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Keep the momentum going,
You want
my
me to keep
friend,
going?
because there is plenty of this carry-on
All right.
to get to.
Okay, how about this? This is not exactly new,
It's
but
Gumpler Mayhem.
they're back.
What is it?
These are Haro balls.
Haro balls.
You're like, Haro?
You can't do that, BJ.
Can I? Okay, so this is a standard Haro ball.
Well, you can. I can't.
I just did. So the standard one, and then we've got that fully armored,
Up-spec?
up-powered. Oh no, it's just armored, isn't it?
Is
So
it?
it's got
Is he
arms,
angry?
and it's got this big laser on the top.
So this is a lover, and that one's a fighter, is it?
Seems that way.
Is it goodies and baddies,
I don't know.
or are they both goodies?
Oh, one's just more aggressive.
Okay.
So I've got these back. Really simple kits, really cute. The kids will love them. They've got like an inner basic skeleton, and then this one's got the extra bits to make it angry. And these are actually
What are they?
associated with her. So this is part of the new series. So if you want to watch a series, they're streaming at the moment. This is Witch from Mercury,
Witch from Mercury.
and she's got a Haro. Where is it? Let's see. So this is a figurine. I think we should.
And you
showed
said,
this last
and you
week,
said
maybe.
the characters have harrows, like we have dogs. Is that right?
Yeah, I said that because that makes
Is that
sense.
right?
I don't really know. Sound convincing? It's like a cat.
No,
It's like a squirrel.
a squirrel. A
It's like a
harrow.
round rat.
A round rat.
Guinea pig?
What else have you got for me? Maybe.
Oh, heaps. But I thought maybe we'll move on because there's more.
Is it?
Yeah.
More,
What
more.
do you got?
All right.
How about we stop it there? I've got more to come.
We'll stop it there.
Yep.
What have we got? What's about the car? Have we got some more weights?
Oh, car. Yeah, we do.
What?
250 grams.
That's above that, but what is the car? We know it's a Holden Tirana,
Oh, well, now we know it's between, what was it? Between 250?
250 and 650.
Right.
And we know it's a Holden Tirana.
Oh, here's another weight. 475. It's lower.
Lower. Lower than 475 and 250.
450. It's lower.
Lower. All right, enough.
What do you got?
Take
Oh,
a
you got a
look.
bag.
Take a look in my bag.
All right.
Today I've got a little bag. But
Oh, it's not that little.
it's a chockers bag.
It's
Pick it
bulging.
up.
It's bulging.
Pick it up.
What do you got in there?
Well, we'll find out.
You've been collecting bullion.
A little bit of bullion. This is as good as bullion. Do you
Is
know
it?
why this bag's so heavy?
Why is this bag so heavy?
Well, it's got like whale stuff in it.
What? Oh!
Orca!
Oh. Killer whale stuff.
Have a look at this. It is
pretty-
a
it's pretty-
bag
it's pretty
of
bling.
bag of speed and awesomeness.
All right, so what do you got there?
Let's start with a motor.
You got motors.
I
Right.
have got a motor, and I have got even more motors. Because
Oh,
we're
look
going
at
to take a quick look see.
Oh,
What we're looking at here
yeah. What is that?
is in fact the one with a silver stator
Yeah.
is a 13.5,
Okay.
and this is the fastest raw approved motor that they do
Yes.
in this specification.
Mhm.
So that is the 13.5 turn motor, commonly used in four-wheel drive 1/10 scale buggies.
Yep.
And also 1/10 touring car on
Mm.
road.
Mm.
Very, very popular class, 13.5. So yeah, so here we don't, in Australia, we don't run with boosted or turbo advance on our stock classes. So this motor here, the Blitzstream 2,
Mhm.
in this raw specification, is designed to be the fastest, smoothest motor possible
Yes.
for blinky spec racing.
Yes.
Okay, so it's made with a very specific design rules.
Mhm.
And yeah, fully adjustable timing, really, really nice bearings.
Looks very smart.
It is a very, very smart motor. That is the Blitzstream 2.
Yep.
Now, as opposed to this motor here,
Okay.
this is a Mod Stream. Mod Trim refers to the open class or modified class it used to be called, modified motors,
Yes.
which means that there is really no rule set for them. You can use whatever motor you like,
Yes.
and do whatever you like to the motor. So that's called a mod trim.
Right.
And this is 8.5 is a very, very popular wind or motor for a two-wheel drive buggy and stadium truck in 1/10 off-road.
Right.
It's a really good balance of power.
Yes.
So that's a really high selling motor. Again, full timing curve and built for modified racing. Now the next motor that I've got is also a mod train, but this one here is a 4.5 turn. So the lesser the turns of copper on the stator, the less resistance.
Right.
The less resistance, the more current it can handle.
Right.
And the faster it can switch it on and off.
Fast. We like fast.
We like fast. So this motor here will have pretty much twice as much power as this motor. The 8.5 and the 8.5 will pretty much have twice as much power as the 13.5.
Right. So imagine if you put a 4.5 on a tool drive.
Yeah. It would actually be very detrimental to the running gear. Like it is a lot of duress. They're just not designed for that much power.
Wow.
Could be good fun. It'd also be very hard to gear it.
I'd like to watch it. I wouldn't like to drive it, but I like to watch it.
Like to watch it?
Yep.
So, and if we zoom in.
Zoom. Where are we going? How tight are we
You're
going?
going to have to go tight like a tiger. I want to see the laser inscription.
Oh, laser. All right. I know what you're looking for now.
Okay. So that is nice. And so you can see here under 8.5.
Yep.
Where is my very technical pointer, commonly referred to as a pen?
Oh, there you go.
So the 8.5 turn, that is a M.
Yep.
123.
Okay.
Now in Orca speak, so that's a modified rotor. So you can know that for scrutineering.
Okay.
Because in the stock spec motors, they have to be stock spec.
Okay.
So it's a modified spec rotor.
Yep.
And 123, that's a 12.3 millimeter rotor. So that's the diameter of the rotor.
Okay.
Now, if we come over to the 4.5, now we can see here, although it's upside down,
it's a 121.
It is a M121. So that is a modified rotor.
Yep. And
12.1.
Okay, so that means the air gap between the stator and the rotor is greater.
Is greater.
Okay.
And what that does is allows the motor to rev a lot more. It's not going to have as much torque from a standstill, and it's also going to have reduced braking characteristics.
Right. Okay.
Speaking of braking characteristics, we have checked, and Simon Nicholson's motors do in fact all have 12.3 diameter rotors.
Do they?
Yeah, there's been concerns over his braking performance lately. His brakes are good.
Okay. All right.
So now 12.1 millimeter rotors often used in the highest revving cars.
Yes. Okay, so more air gap for high revving.
Yeah,
lower air gap for
more
higher torque.
Higher torque.
Yeah.
So 12.1 modified. We've got the 12.3 modified in the 8.5. Now in the stock motor, if I move that across, you'll see the reflection.
125.
Stock 125. So that's a 12.5. And that is done to make the motor as efficient as possible.
Yep.
Less air gap, more efficiency.
Right.
And strong rotor characteristics, lots of torque.
Okay.
So because this motor won't be used with any timing advance, commonly referred to as turbo or boost, they make the magnets very, very strong.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's got a nice strong magnet in there with a low air gap, giving you lots of torque.
Right.
So yeah, so anyway, so that is some of the features of what you get with a modern competition motor. These are the latest from Orca. These are fresh restock.
Yeah, good.
And they've been really, really popular. We've actually got the team out testing today, actually, with the new. We're going to get there. We're going to get to what.
Oh, you're going to get to it.
We're going to get there.
There's more to come.
There is more to come. Brett's bag. So not only was that a little lesson on Orca, but also on the motors that we use.
Yes.
Look at this. Tiny. This is we're gonna have to go to the top because it's so small. Now, so that's just me. I've got it actually blue tacked to the top of the box.
What have we done there?
You've got it all fuzzy wuzzy. You might need it in macro.
I think I went a bit too tight.
You've over tightened it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so sharp. I can see everything.
I know, right? So this is, you're probably going to have to come out a bit because I want to compare it to another one. This is the latest stock spec speedy from Orca. So stock spec meaning that there's no boost or turbo parameters in the settings. So it only does blinky only,
Right.
I believe. I actually haven't had the pleasure of using one of these yet. And it is tiny. So you can see that the
See that? I've got really big fingers, so that's tiny.
it is tiny, isn't it? You can see that by the time you solder 5 wires on there,
Mhm.
it is the width of the speed controller.
Yes.
So that is just designed for 13 gauge wire that comes with it.
Fully metal case.
And this will go, this is the 80 amp speed controller. It will go down to 10.5 turns, I believe.
Right.
So it does have this cool little heatsink here.
Mm.
And it does have these screws here for a fan, because it
Yeah.
does come with a fan in the packet.
Yes.
But I think if you're using this for 21.5 or 17.5 in a motor configuration, I don't think that you'd really need a fan, but you'd probably put one on it for balancing a touring car anyway, because it's going to be so light. I don't have the specifications in front of me, but it is a super light ESC. Now this one I've got next to it.
Yep.
This is the current generation full Monty version, so 200 amp unit, and that is the Orca OE1 World Spec Edition.
Right.
So it's got new firmware, new CPU, and new board. It's in the same case as the old OE1, and that is the OE1 World Edition. So if you were racing modified or four-wheel drive buggy or something like that, where you have very high power demands, the OE1 is definitely the speed controller for you.
For me?
Yeah. I use this one in the modified two-wheel drive buggies, which is my favorite, and I don't use any cooling fans on them, which I really like because
really neat.
Because they're really neat, and in off-road cars, especially with me behind the wheel, they take a hit and usually break the fan anyway.
You're a fan breaker.
A fan breaker, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that the fans are crap, it's just that I smash the cars.
You're just a breaker.
Now, the next one in the Orca range.
Yeah, what's that?
This is the OE 1.2. You're going to have to go out to the wide lens. You're going to have to change the lens on the camera for this one.
Right, move it up. That's it.
Have a look
Okay,
at
so
that.
we've got a family of 3 in there now.
This is the Mac Daddy. So this one here, the Orca 1.2.
Yep.
And you can see that the footprint's different.
Yep.
This is the Speedy that will go to 200. It can normally operate on 200 amps per channel.
Yep.
And up to 1,000 amp burst on this one.
This one.
And that is 4S rated. So that can,
So the guys quite often like this for their drag racing.
racing, no prep drag racing.
Yep.
Because you can do a big burnout on the carpet and really grip the tires up and everything, and it won't like unsolder and melt all the circuit board as other speed controllers do. That's what they usually do, because they'll usually do a burnout which gets them really hot, then do their pass, and then the speed controller will fail because it's absolutely just melted it inside. So the Orca OE 1.2,
it's beefy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely beefy. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a size comparison. So you got the stock spec totem, and that is so tiny. So keep an eye out on the social media over the weekend and the coming week, because we've got the team of testing the totem speed controller. So we've got them currently in Dan Garcia's BD12 and Bethany Cullen's BD12, and they're out running them in 21.5 with the new Blitzstream 2 motors, and we'll see what their feedback's. They've come back from they've come over from another brand.
Yes.
Because everybody's so excited by that little speed controller.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you don't have to put a switch. It does come with a switch in the box.
Yep.
You can either plug the switch in and use it or not.
Yep.
I generally don't, because switch is just another thing to break. You got your sensor wire underneath.
Yep.
And you got your receiver plug underneath as well. So it's really, really neat install.
Yep. Yeah, very cool.
So yeah, so that's a couple of speedies, and this is all just in the latest Orca shipment. And the Orca.
What do you mean? There's more?
There is more. Well, didn't you see the size of the bag?
Okay.
The last piece of the electronics puzzle.
What's this?
I didn't bring a program box, but the last piece of the electronics puzzle is batteries, lipos. And have a look at these again. So I've got them. And this is so I don't break them in the display cabinet. And have a look how neat these lipos are, Beach. No, they
I like
are
the printing
super,
on them. It's
super classy, isn't
a
it?
stealth
And
printing.
They have it on the shorty packs too that we commonly use in on-road TCR and the buggies.
Right.
Now, what we are looking at, which is really hard to pick up on the camera, is
see here.
the 6090,
Yep.
the 8590, and the 6390. Now, the 6390 is the biggest seller for on-road because that is the most popular battery in 21.5 and 13.5.
Got this, right?
The next one would be the 6090, which is the ultra low center of gravity.
Yep.
Which is commonly used in modified.
Okay.
And usually they're trying to get rid of power somewhat. So this one here, the biggest feedback is it's got too much power for modified.
Oh, really?
They sort of have to detune them even more or change the motor winds.
Okay.
It's really very abrupt.
Yep.
Whereas the power output on the 6090 is just a little bit more subtle. And the 8590, that's for stock guys on a big open track.
Okay.
But when you're using a battery like this 8590, your motor tuning has to be absolutely spot on because you will cook your motor in a heartbeat. This 8590 can deliver so much power. If your motor tuning is wrong,
if you're not careful, you have a barbecue.
You will absolutely let the smoke out of your motor.
Right. Okay.
So, but yeah, no, the 63 is a perfect balance of power and weight. So this one here, I think it's about 45 grams heavier than this one, the 6390, again, which is about 45 or 30 grams heavier than the 6090.
It's got a bit of tuning options, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see the thickness. I think this is, I want to say 25 mil case.
Yep.
23 mil case, and that's a 19.5 or 18.5.
Yep. Very cool.
Very, very cool. And that is the latest cells from Orca, the Infinite X. And they are really, really popular. And we've got a couple of big races coming up here in Victoria. So really selling very quick. So gear up with a bit of Orca power.
Power is what we always like, isn't it?
More power.
That's right. Doesn't matter if we can't drive it, we'll just give it a go.
That's right.
Let's go back to the car, I reckon.
Gotta have straight line handling.
Straight line handling.
Just speed. Right.
Yes.
What's the car? What have we got?
We've only got one weight guess on the car.
What? What do you mean one weight?
345. We've got no other details.
345. No.
What's 345?
345. No.
That's a no.
That's a no. It's
Is
too high.
Is it higher or lower?
It's too high.
Oh, it's too high.
It's too high.
Under 345.
Under 345.
Under 345. But still we need to know.
Let me check.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, because I've sort of forgotten. It's not that I don't remember, but I'll just do this.
So latest guess is 345.
Yeah, definitely not right.
No, not right. Under 345.
Definitely under 345.
So we still need to know. What do we need to know? The color?
The color,
The year.
the model.
Yep.
So they know that it's a Holden Tirana.
Yes.
Because that's very broad.
Yes.
But there's also a model designation, a year, and a color.
Let me see if
Before we
someone did
take
that.
a closer look.
Oh, someone did say red. Is it a particular red?
I would say it's a very reddish blue.
Right, purple.
No, it's not purple. It is red. I
Right.
can confirm it is red.
Okay, so we've got a color. All right.
I don't think we actually have a paint code for that, do we?
Paint code.
Bright red.
That could be our description.
I
Sounds good to me.
I think it is red.
Is it?
Whoever guessed red, you are right.
There you go.
Holden Tirana red. Give us the model and I don't know, some other stuff.
Let's look at some more Bandai. Oh, whoops.
Is it
These
even?
two. These are brand new.
How do you know?
Got to check. These are from the Witcher Mercury series.
But the other thing was from the Witcher Mercury.
Yeah. So she pilots the Ariel, which we know is really, really popular.
The Ariel.
Yeah, the Ariel suit.
But we don't. Okay.
But they're all sold out again.
So here we have
What is that?
Zawart Heavy.
Zawart Heavy.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yep. So it's got heavy bits on it. Right. And the Lanza.
The Lanza, standard type.
So this is really meaty.
This is loud as the Lanza.
Louder.
Turn it
That's
up.
of a Ferrari.
Turn it up.
Turn what up?
Didn't you say you wanted it louder?
Oh. So there you go. Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new spanking. All right. And then we've got this.
What?
I reckon this should be your next model.
Why? Why would you say that? Why would you?
Because you've been talking about figures for your RC cars.
Yeah, but I've sort of started building one, and I think that's going to be my little posable figure.
Oh, is it? It's a bit different though.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Nevelia.
Neveria.
Nevelia.
Nevelia.
Is it?
Yeah. So this is a new range from the 30-Minute Sisters.
30-Minute Sisters.
Yeah. So there's a full selection now. So this is number
So 30-Minute Sisters, is that the name of the car? Is it a cartoon? Is it an anime series? Or is it 30
I don't know if
minute
they've made an anime series
Is
for
it
this.
30-Minute Sisters because it's a series of model kits?
It's a series of model kit.
Okay.
It started off with 30-minute. What was it?
Missions.
Missions, that's right. And they were all robots. And now they've made 30-Minute Sisters, which are like a 12 scale figurine, which is very similar to the really popular figurines from Kotobukiya. And then all the mech parts from 30-Minute Missions can be interchanged with these if you want to customize them. So there's a whole range of hairstyles, as you've seen.
There is actually.
Yeah, there's different armors. And you see inside here, they always give you some options inside too. So there's 3 different faces there. Facial features. Where is it? There we go.
What is she doing? She's like surprised and winking at the same time.
She's yelling, isn't she?
Is it? Ah,
She got a bit of dust in her eye.
could be. Let's hope it's
How does that happen to you?
bit of hay fever. Oh, you got me in the eye with your hay fever.
All right, let's move along.
All right.
All right, so there you go. So these are all the bits that comes in this particular kit. You always upper armor, add extra bits, and then there's always the different hands, so you can do different posing. And like I always say, it's quite popular with stop motion animation. You're going to try that soon, aren't you?
You say that, but you haven't shown me any that you've done lately.
I haven't done any lately. That
Well,
could be why.
we shall have to remedy this somewhat.
How's that? You got anything else? Or
Have
you want
I?
me to keep going? I can keep going.
Why not? You can keep going.
This isn't new, but it's back in stock. It's a Y-wing fighter from Star Wars.
Is it?
Yeah.
You talk
Really
here for a
nice
minute.
kit.
You talk here for a minute.
I will. Okay, so there's the Y-wing. So the Y-wings were actually really hard to come by as a kit. So for a long time, it was just a very specialist brand called Argonauts, which released one in Japan, and that was made out of PVC. So if you ever tried PVC, that's a vinyl type material. A bit sucky, but it was a really nice kit. It had a lot of brass parts for all the engine areas. And then there was a fine mold one, which was okay, but the Bandai one is actually spectacular. It's all plastic, but it's super detailed.
Super.
Yeah.
It's a
pretty good.
Y-wing fighter.
It is. It is. They're cool.
What movie is that from?
Star Wars.
The Star Wars I saw had X-wing.
Yeah, and Y-wings.
No.
Yes.
All right. I think you're just
They were
making
like,
it
they
up.
were like bombers.
Bomber.
Yep. That's cool.
Is this a Bandai model?
It is.
Oh, look at the detail.
It's good, eh?
That did not sound one bit like R2D2. And
Oh, was it meant to?
I wasn't trying to, no.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I
until you
didn't
said
want
that.
any misconception. I didn't want, no.
Well, there were, so it's good thing you
Cleared that up.
That's right.
Where
Right,
else
let's
have you-
move on. Okay, here's another franchise.
Franchise?
Evangelion. So that's not new, but it's just come back again, and I've got more here. Hang on.
This
hang on.
purple dude is super popular, no? What are we looking at?
So we've got Eva Unit 1.
Eva.
Yep. And this one
Eva.
is Unit 0. This is the experimental one, but it's got extra bits in it. It's got the positron cannon, so hence why it's such a big box.
The positron cannon.
Yeah.
Mm.
Different to the negatron.
Yep.
So this is the most famous one, obviously.
Is
This
it?
is Eva 1. Yes. So you always see the purple one in posters and all the major promo for Evangelion.
I haven't seen it.
But there
lately.
were all different types. Okay, so there were different units. And it's good to see these back in stock because these sold out very quickly. And there's the RGs. So there you go.
RG,
You want me to keep going?
real grade.
I'm going to keep going?
No, give everybody a
Right.
break. You're gonna.
Yeah, I'm going to do this thing. That's brand new.
What?
That's a weapon set for Evangelions in RG series.
What do you mean a weapon set?
So it's got a Gatling gun and what else has got in there?
What do you mean? It's just armory,
Yeah.
and you can put that on anything.
Yeah.
Let's have a look in the box. A weapon set.
So it's got the spiky thing, this thing. And more of the spiky bit.
And hands.
Because I think these bits came in. Oh, hang on. No, I don't think this would be different. I think this has come in the kit before. But this here with the Gatling gun, I think
Is
that's
it like
different.
special edition stuff?
Well, it's just optional extras.
And
Got a
does
big
it go?
missile.
Does it go on any Gundam, or is it for a particular
Well, it suits Evangelion, but you could use this for anything, really. You could adapt it to fit on other stuff.
RG scale?
That's 1 to 144. How good is it?
I think it's okay.
You think it's
I
okay?
think it's okay.
All right. Other stuff that'll make you more excited. What do you got there? What did you run off to
I
pick
want
up
to
before?
talk to you about special.
Ah. What's
How
special?
cool is this? And I think we actually did an unboxing on this the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
We haven't put it on YouTube, but we did it on the live, didn't we? We did an unboxing.
Yeah, we
and
did.
a picture.
Yes.
So I'm not going to take a look at it now, but these are awesome. These have been flying off the shelves.
Yes.
But I wanted to show you because it's easy just to show the box.
Yeah.
Have a look at what we've got.
What have we got? What's that? What are you ferreting around? Oh, there's one all together.
Here's one that Reese prepared earlier.
Looks really good. And he sprayed it up in the, what do they call this? Aluminium.
Anodized.
Anodized. That's
It's
it.
anodized something or other.
But it's got a real mirror finish. It's
It
almost
does
like a
have
chrome.
I think I need to jump on the overhead, and
Head.
we're gonna whip into this one and have a look. Now this kit isn't actually completely finished yet, if I'm to be brutally honest.
Brutal.
And by brutal honesty, I mean it's obviously got no radio gear in it.
Yeah.
Either that or the servo strip.
But the most noticeable thing is shock tower on the front.
I mean,
There isn't one.
no, but it still has front suspension.
That's right.
How
You
cool
see-
is that?
See the bell cranks?
What did you call me?
Bell crank.
Oh, sorry. I thought you called me something offensive.
It can be.
Is
Just
it?
a tone.
The K is silent.
Right.
Sorry, Reese. Here we go.
Yeah,
Check
look at the front end.
out
How clever
this
is it?
Bad boy. Woo! Gonna have to zoom right in, I think.
Oh, you want me to go tighter?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go tight.
Get in. Have a look. And this is what Tamiya does best, isn't it? Honestly, it is their RC engineering. When they actually bother to make something new.
Well, they've done this sort of crank suspension for a while now, and I think
Ins-
they've got it down pretty pat now. I think they
Instead
know
of
what they're
just
doing.
pressing out frogs or hornets, you
Yes.
know what I mean? When they actually put pen to paper, they make really cool stuff.
Feels really good too.
Hey, how nice. And it actually feels really good.
Hmm.
You know, it's not the current trend for racing stuff, but who knows? Maybe it will be soon.
But it's
But
cool.
yeah, it is really, really cool. And look how narrow the chassis is at the front here.
Yes.
That is really cool. And it's cool that it's a sub piece.
Yep.
And you can see that they've used different materials. I mean, yes, it's all carbon, but this has obviously got a lot more glass and composite in it.
Mm.
See how matte it is?
Yep.
Compared to the more shinier stuff.
Yeah,
Different
so you
flex.
probably you want the front end to be a bit more flexible, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Flex across the front there. So that is really, really cool. And the battery will mount across the chassis here.
Yep.
So a simple little stick pack under there.
Yeah, mid-mounted motor.
Yeah, we've got the mid-mounted motor. Again, it doesn't have the motor in, but have a look at this touch of
So
Look at that
aluminium
blue.
motor mount.
the blue aluminium motor mount.
Yep.
That is really cool.
Mm.
It's got ball differential,
Yes.
and I believe it's got. Does it have drive shafts?
Oh, unis.
Or are they dog bones? No, they might be just dog bones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get the upgraded unis for this.
Yeah, you can get heaps of upgrades for these, like full
Mm.
TRF blue rocker arms and
Yes.
bits and pieces.
Yes.
All adjustable turnbuckles.
Mm.
I love these little mudguardy things. Hey,
Yeah, like what they're called cycle guards, are they?
cycle guards. I
These are
don't know.
semi-cycle guards, aren't they?
It saves you getting your tongue caught
Excuse me.
in the tire. If you like,
Ah.
you can't get your tongue caught in the tire.
It's a good thing I wasn't
You might-
focused in on when you did that.
So it's got these, and it's such a cool little feature. Really nice damper units.
Yeah, very cool.
And Reese from the Hobby Man has done an outstanding job putting this together.
Yes, indeed.
Hasn't really gone with the box art, but that's okay. You don't have to.
No, let's make
That's
your
a
own.
really good, make it his own.
Yep.
Look at this little duct here for the
For the
motor
motor.
cooling.
That's right.
You could put like a fan up there.
You could.
They have absolutely done a really cool job.
Actually, I think it has a fan mount in there.
Does it?
Yeah.
It has a fan mount in there.
Close look.
Oh, it does too. That is pretty cool. So I'm sure that Reese will do. Reese loves his scale and painting work. I'm sure
Yes.
he'll do a really nice driver figure.
Yep.
And he'll actually want to play with this one. He doesn't not so much into Shelf Queens.
Well, they
Does
should be
it?
played with.
He
I
plays with
agree.
everything.
Mm.
I absolutely love it.
I just love the organic shapes that, to me, are always put into the moldings in their chassis.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Mm.
It is like function over form. And
Function.
Form is not forgot. Like it's very left of center. I haven't seen the four-wheel drive one up close yet, the Astute. But anyway, so they are not only did we want to show this, but these are actually on special as well.
Yep.
So
Check it out.
jump online and check them out because
Mm.
we've got a few of them on special
Yeah.
to celebrate Reese's awesome build.
Yeah. Good
Thank-
work, isn't it?
It is. It's great work. I'll get some better photos and put it on some social media. I keep meaning to and keep forgetting. It was really cool. I could do that all day. In fact, I think I will.
All right, let's move on. What else have I got? Oh, this is something special too.
What?
What's this?
Not sure.
Brand new series, MG SD.
MGSD. No,
So
no.
you know SD and
Well-
you know MG.
I don't know
This is
MG.
you put them together. MG is master grade.
Right.
So this is like a master grade
But
version
I
of the SD you're putting
I
together.
have started at SD.
That's
I
right.
put a solid 15 to 20 minutes into it so far.
Right.
Got ahead.
Probably need a bit more time than that.
Yeah, I do have to find a little bit more time.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is like a full mental scale optioned up little SD.
That's right. Except it's a bit bigger.
How big is he gonna? It's gonna be 115
Well, open
millimeters.
it up. Like this is a big
11 and a
box, right?
half, 11 and a half centimeters in the old money,
Mm.
or 115 mil.
Well, there's a
How
head.
can you have so many sprues in such a little box?
How?
I
There's
wish
a
it
lot
was.
of
I
bits.
wish it was all in one bag, just to see somebody build it in the bag.
So if you can imagine, SD is normally come in those tiny boxes, right?
Little box.
Well, look at all these extra bits. So it's a much more complicated frame. So it's going to have a lot more posability. So a lot of bits. It's got an inner frame. Wow.
It's got like 13 sprues, doesn't it?
Wow.
For one tiny little model.
Wow.
And how heavy is it going to be?
Well, that's a bit hard to see there, but look at this. Looking at the side of the box.
He's got a bit going on, doesn't he?
It's got a bit going on.
He's got a bit going on.
Okay. So that's 115 mil all folded up. I'm sure he's a lot bigger when he's all folded out.
I want to get Vincenzo onto it for me.
Really?
Yeah. Why not? I want to get Vince.
Look at the inner frame.
What can Vince do for me? You reckon he can get it finished before Model Expo?
Standard SDs do not have an inner frame like that.
What do you mean inner frame?
They normally you just put them together. They've got joints and bits. So
Joints.
here, you
What's this
build the
got?
frame and then you put the armor on top of it. So it's got an extra complexity to the build.
Oh, I should hope so. There's like 13 sprues in there.
Yeah.
Are they water slide decals?
No, they'll be traditionally just stickers. I'm sure something with the MG, they always release water slides as an option at a later stage.
Do they?
Look at it. Lots of bits. So that's pretty exciting. First of this particular series.
Do you think there'll be many of them?
I think so.
Do
Because I
you?
think this will be quite popular.
I want to do a Barbatross.
Look at all the poses. So the posing looks pretty awesome for a little thing. Because normally they're pretty short and stout, right?
I say that about you.
You do. That's not true.
Well, you're quite the poser.
So there you go. Look out for that. People have been like,
Tonguing for it,
that's it.
haven't they? They've been chomping. They've been chomping at the bit. They've been
doing that
coming
too.
in. It's and we've only got a little pile. Like
We have.
we had a big pile, and now it's like a little mound, and people.
The gods are back.
Oh, That's Reese's body clips.
Oh, is that? No, it doesn't matter. We've got plenty of them. God Gundam is back. So this is the RG
The what?
version of God Gundam. They've been out for a while.
Not sure. What
Back in
does
stock. It's one of the latest ones.
God Gundam mean?
Oh, he looks like a god, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really know. But he looks cool.
He's got like a sonic boom thing.
He has.
Let's go into
It's
the
got the
top.
colourful sonic boom thing.
Wow.
All right, let's get in tight.
Looks
Look at that. Pretty cool, yeah?
I
And
think
look,
it's
look at
cool.
the posing. So RGs
RG.
are amazing. Look at how much
You
movement there is on
you
the...
can't say that about every Gundam that you pick up.
What do you mean?
How
No,
can
just in
everyone
general,
be?
RGs are good. I can say
Real-
that, can't I? I can
Well, that's what-
generalize.
Is that what RG stands for? Real good.
Real good, real great. It's a double. It should be RG.
uh,
That's cool. That's cool, isn't it?
We've lost it.
Look at that.
Not sure.
See? Folded arms. Classic Gundam pose for the God Gundam.
I think
There's
you're making it up.
There you go.
Demon cashews.
What's that?
The nuts.
He likes cashews. It is too. I didn't know Gundams like nuts. But then again, learn something new every day. What else we got? I've got more stuff. Have you got any more stuff?
I'm out.
You're out. Okay, let's keep going. I've
I
got
was
more,
gonna
I've got
take
more RG.
I was going to take a little trip down memory lane, but
Oh, yeah, we can do that. A big RG. This is the High Nu.
high noon.
High Nu.
High noon.
It's the V that you pronounce Nu.
The K silent.
Huge kit.
High noon.
And when you see the side of it, I mean, it's got heaps of stuff hanging off the back of this figure. So a little tiny figure like this big, and then it's going to be like this big because it's got all the bits hanging off it. And hence why the big box has got to fit all those bits. Have a look at inside, I reckon. Give you an idea of what's in there. Look at that huge
One of the
box.
ones in the cabinet looks a little bit like this, but he's red.
Yeah, sort of wingy bits, aren't they? Look at all. So these are all smoky bits that are on the back. Look at this sort of pearly look, don't they?
It does have a real nice, I don't know, like sheen. Look at this. Sort of like a metallic sheen in it.
They've been cleared, haven't they?
Absolutely beautiful. I don't know how they do it. It is like some sort of plastic polymer wizardry that they got going over there in that factory, isn't it?
Yeah, they know what they're doing. That's a lot of bits. So this, being an RG, also has an inner frame. But then all the other bits, all the armor just slaps on top.
Clicks on.
Yep.
Do you glue it together?
These ones click together. No glue required.
But if you were going to pose it a lot, would you glue it together?
Oh, I think some people glue it. I would. Look at that. That's a full kneeling pose. Looks a bit like a hermit crab.
I'm not sure.
You're not familiar with
I
hermit crabs?
haven't met one lately.
Look at all the panels that open up on the leg.
I just got rid of my crabs.
Not going to go there. I like a bit of mud crab.
Muddy mud crab.
That's it. That's cool. That's cool. And they're back.
My Gundam's better.
Oh, what do you got there?
It's way better.
What's that?
It's a Zeta Gundam.
We haven't had these in ages. How impressive is it?
This is the one. No, that one can go away.
Oh.
This is the one in the cabinet.
Did you bring the wasabi?
This is the one. This is the one I'm entering in the Model Expo 2023. Yep.
So we're all going to be there. We're all going to have entries.
And I'll be entering one of these.
So it's a Vercar wasabi.
It's a Verka Wasabi, but it's full custom.
Mm.
It's a full mild custom.
It's got all the bits hanging off it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and
All the
they're all
panels and stuff?
3D printed.
Yep.
And I hand airbrushed every bit of it.
You're a madman. That would have taken you ages.
Ah, the sanding. Beach,
Yep.
the sanding. You know those little sanding sticks you showed last week?
Yeah.
Worn down to a nub.
Oh, no.
To a nub.
Oh, you're a
I'm
madman.
surprised I got any fingerprints left at all. I did all this. You know what it's like? You do all these little movements. It's crazy. Oh,
The polishing.
and you sort of you make
The wax on, wax off.
you make a noise when you're doing it. Oh, that's funny. You get in the zone, you don't
You
realize.
do. It's true.
Go, what's
It's a
going
bit of a
on?
ringing.
Mm,
I'm sure it happens to everyone.
it's like the tuning fork. Oh.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the car of the week.
Well, it's not gone anywhere.
It's not. I don't know. I
It's
mean-
less than 345 grams.
I mean,
It is a Holden Tirana. It is red.
I've got
What
HQ.
model is it?
It's definitely not an HQ.
It's not a HQ Tirana.
Definitely not an HQ.
I don't think that HQ Tirana was a thing.
No.
I think that's Monaro.
All right, so last guess here
Yes.
is 285.
No.
It's higher
It's
than that.
higher.
So it's between 285 and 345, was it?
Yep.
Yes. All right. I don't think anyone's going to guess anymore. I think that's probably about it.
All right. Let's stick a fork clean in it. Do you want to?
I haven't got any clean forks.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? What are these things?
We were poking around in the attic the other day, weren't we?
We were.
We kicked the gimp out the way, and Nan was doing some scones.
That's right.
And I said, do not put that stuff near me scones, Nan.
And why is that?
$65 Paragon FX2.
How good is it?
And do you know the sad thing about this? And I love this bottle because it actually looks like it's from the 70s. No,
It's
how if
been
you
well
go,
used,
go
isn't
to
it?
the top, have a look at that. This is one of, if not the original, traction additive, and we used to use this back in the 90s
Well, the 1890s.
and the 1890s, and it was used on foam tires before we even raced rubber. And then we raced rubber tires, and
Yep.
it actually worked on rubber tires as
Yeah.
well. It'll melt anything
That's right. That's right. It'll turn anything into a glue.
into a glue, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, and it's actually still, I actually saw it in the pits not so long ago,
Oh, really?
but it's actually really, really, and it's got quite a distinct smell.
Yeah.
And it's really freaking dangerous.
Yes.
Like,
Well, look at the danger label.
and this is back then. This is back in a
Yes.
time when you could like smoke inside. So imagine, like, it's full flammable. Don't eat it. Don't wash it. Go call an ambulance if you get it on you.
Yeah, that's right.
Hang on, we're just like slapping it on like sunscreen.
Yeah.
And
And
it
then after people realized how dangerous it was, started wearing gloves.
that'll fix it.
Yeah, that's right.
No respirator. Have a look at the price.
Yeah.
$65.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if you want to go fast, you got to spend the bucks.
if you want to go fast, that's right. And there's even
How good
some,
is that?
there's even some in there. And this is probably the best juju because it's had 20 years to marinate and evaporate off all the stuff.
That's concentrated, isn't it?
This is one drop will do you. I'm
That's
sure.
like 1,000 strength.
So this is Paragon FX2. But yeah, so this is
Oh.
one of the
I just got a whiff of that.
takes you back to the childhood, no?
Oh, boy.
That is some stinky stuff. But yeah, and this is what we use on our tires. And here's another one. Now this is later. So this one I'd
Now,
say
I've got this very quick
yep.
comment from a person that we may not know, Mr. Andrew Cook.
Okay.
It says, "What do you mean we used to?" That would suggest he still does.
Of course he does. I think he
Hello,
puts it
Andy.
on his. I think Andy puts it on his toast. No.
What on his waffles?
Yeah. His
With a bit
Belgian
of cream.
waffles. Oh, that's right. You know, of all the people that have queued up in the rain the other day for the souffle pancakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Andy was there.
He probably was.
Yeah.
I was walking by really quickly because it was torrential. But all those people that were lining up there outside for the pancakes, they must have loved it. So same thing with this, eh?
So this was something that we really was really popular, and we've slowly gone away from.
So what's this funkiness you got here?
This is a later evolution, and you
Right.
can tell just by the packaging alone. So this is mid to late 90s,
Right.
and again, very, very serious stuff.
And it's got the sunscreen style.
Spray thing. Yeah,
Applicator.
so you just spray it everywhere. Spray it on the side of your car, on your hands. You just spray it everywhere.
Spread in your eyes.
In your eyes. So that is some of the measures that we used to use moving forward.
Yeah.
Move forward 30 years.
And we
Boom.
move on to
Look at this. We've
Yeah.
got stuff that, well, I mean, I wouldn't drink it, but it's biodegradable, it's safe, it's non-toxic,
yes.
you know. And I'm not saying they're all like this, but this one here, and that is the way of the future as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And when clubs finally work out about the duty of care and everybody there, I think this will be definitely the way forward.
Well, particularly the really young kids. I'll worry about them. If they're like handling all that crazy stuff we
Or
used
even
to.
just picking up tires and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it never damaged me apart from I've got no hair on one side of my body.
You're not damaged at all. I can vouch for that.
broken goods.
Yes, that's
So
right.
anyway, and you can see like realistically, like side on side, it hasn't really changed much. It's still the fur on the stick.
Yeah, it's got
and
the
we
fur on the
still-
stick.
We
Fur's
still
in there.
use it the same way. That
Just
one,
there's the fur.
that one's practically not like the Vietnamese suit.
I could do with one of them right now.
So we got the fur on the stick.
Yeah.
And we put it on the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how times have changed. I just wanted to, because this is quite a keepsake, and I think that this is going to go into the display cabinet.
Well, for
Unless
sure.
Andy Cook comes in and finds it and he wants to buy it. It is for sale, $65.
And you'll put it on his 1000 concentrator stuff, and it'll be the fastest in the world.
Probably could use it at Geelong.
It
Probably
could.
be the only thing that works.
You only need like one drop of it.
Everybody will smell it, that's for sure.
There you go.
Uh,
So yeah, this is the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, so I just wanted to, we were cleaning out the attic, like I said, and we came across that and thought we'd have a little chat.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Well, I
Right.
think,
Let's weigh up the car.
and then we'll have a closer look at it. What do we got? What's on the car? So it was, what was it?
What
it
was
was between 245 and what was the last one? Isn't
I
it?
have put it on the scales,
Yes.
on the scientific scales,
And what'd that say?
344 grams.
344. So Jeff came close.
Jeff came close, no cigar.
Came close,
But-
but it wasn't quite right.
He definitely did get the closest one.
Yep.
At 344 grams. So congratulations to Jeff Biggs.
Yep.
Boss man Jeff on that. 344 grams. Now what are we looking at? This is a Holden Tirana.
Look at Andrew.
What's that?
Joke's on you, I would have paid 70 bucks.
What are we looking at? This is a LC Tirana. For those of you who didn't guess, which is nobody. Did you say the bonnet opens?
It does.
I don't
It
know.
does. It was open and I closed it. So now I don't know. How do we get it back open
That
again?
was a bit silly.
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
I
I've
don't
got, I've
have
got the
my-
hands of a surgeon.
Have you?
Yeah, not a very good one.
I've got no experience, but I'll have a look.
So look here.
That's exactly how you don't do it. Oh. Here, do you want a hobby knife?
Maybe I should have just left it open. Has it got one of those tricky push button things?
No.
Oh, it doesn't have a push button thing. Have you got a sheet of paper?
Do you want to show me? Do you want me to show you an old trick I used in Nome?
Where? At Da Nang?
Yeah. What? No, we don't say that. He left us. He works in another hobby shop. Now.
Oh. Yeah. What are you doing? Have you found the spot?
I'm hot wiring it.
Have you found it?
No, we don't watch this bit.
Oh. Well, we're on camera.
It's not working.
No? Oh, how about I open something easier?
Does it have a door?
Well, it's got a boot.
Does have a boot.
Well, we got a boot. Okay, so we've got something there.
What about my gizmo?
Oh, you got a gizmo. Yeah, let's try a gizmo. I've got a plastic gizmo. Pop that in there.
It's a 9-step gizmo, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Oh,
9 steps gizmos.
so everyone that gets one of these needs one of these.
9 steps gizmo.
There we go. And we've got an engine.
What kind of engine you got in there?
A fast one. It's pretty shiny.
That is a twin turbo LS6, isn't it?
Isn't it?
So this is from DDA, isn't it?
It is. It's a
And this
DDA
is
124 scale.
This is their LC Street Custom.
So you see how it's lowered?
Yep, they're 124. It's got mini tubs on the back. It's got the hotted up engine and full custom. So this is for people who don't want to build the model themselves.
That's right.
It is slightly different to the plastic ones, and it
Yep.
is full.
So you can't
die-cast.
open the... Actually, I'll get that tool off you again. I'll open the
Of
door.
course.
Thank you.
Guaranteed not to scratch. I can't guarantee that at all.
Why? I can't get my bits in there. Maybe I'll try this.
No, that's a scale door handle. That's not a real door handle. It's just for looks, mate.
Door handle's door handle, isn't it? What are you talking about?
That's a little one for little hands.
Oh, wait. I can't get it open.
Well, that's okay. Leave it closed. It is a new model. Oh, what do you do? Don't wreck it. Don't be a
Oh,
wrecker.
oh.
Don't be a
Hang on,
wrecker.
hang on.
Hang on.
I'm going to show everyone how I wreck it on camera.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're gonna fling it. Going.
Oh, I'm really close. I'm really close. Oh,
But
How-
you are persistent. If I
How-
can't
how-
say
how?
anything else.
can you hold the top? I feel like I'm doing heart surgery.
Are you? All you're trying to do is open a door, mate. It's one foot in front of the other.
You go. Oh, look at that. There we go.
Look at that.
And what happens when you get one door open?
You can just push it through.
That's right. Look at this. You get this special tool.
Donk. Rip off the steering wheel.
There we go. And that's what you do when you forget your keys.
Is it? Jump across.
That's right.
Scooch across.
So look at the detail on the dash. It's actually quite spectacular for a little car.
And they're not super expensive either.
No, that's
They're
right.
super good value. And you get a lot for it. And I know that the Australian fans will absolutely love these.
They're the iconic cars, aren't they?
Isn't it? And it's like slightly modified, so it looks cool. It's not just a boring old LC Tirana.
That's right. The chrome work. Yeah, really nice.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Saves you having to paint one,
Well, that's right. Because, I mean, look at the paint finish on it. The reflections are pretty good, aren't they?
isn't it?
Hmm.
For like a great value model. And how hard is it to actually recreate that on your own models?
It takes a lot of effort.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
I'll give you a Aston Martin to fix one day, and you can really have a look.
Really?
They seem to be the trickiest.
Well, I reckon that'll be pretty hard.
These ones, you just take it out of the box and it's done. Here you go,
That's
buddy.
right. Look at it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I fixed your Aston Martin. Now it's, it's a Tirana red. Here we go.
There you go. Fresh out of the box.
Well, it was.
Unadulterated.
It's got your fingerprints all over it.
That's right.
Actually, I don't know why.
Oh,
I
they'll-
picked it
they'll
up
come
now.
off.
I'm just gonna put that down there before something.
There we go.
That was episode 158,
That's it.
and we showed some more uses of the
Of the gizmo. That's right. Very handy.
Is there anything you can't use it for?
I
had
think you can
I had
use it for
ramen
anything.
the other day, and I was using it as a chopstick.
Well, yeah.
You do have to be careful. I've tried to do electronics uninstall, and
Right.
was using a heat gun to, soften the mounting tape.
Was this while you're eating your ramen?
No, but I did melt the gizmo before it.
Did you overcook it?
Yeah, it will fold it over like
Ah.
perfectly.
I thought you were going to say you damaged something else.
No, it's just a blunt nub now. It's just, so it's just a blunt object.
There you go.
And
There
I
you
keep that in
go.
my top drawer because you never know when you need just a blunt plastic
Well,
object.
that's it. Every single part of that
Is
could
usable.
be a lethal weapon.
That's right. In my hands, it would be.
That's right.
That was episode 158.
It was indeed.
Let's sign this one off
Yes.
and have some fun. Keep an
Mm.
eye out over YouTube
Mhm.
and our social medias.
Yes.
Got plenty of action happening.
A lot.
And thank you for joining us.
Thanks again.
See you next week, guys.
See you later. See you next time.